What's up YouTube world, Shane the Barber here, and I'm back with another pomade review for you. Today, as I mentioned in my last video, Goon Grease, I will be doing one on Suavecito oil-based pomade. This came out a couple of years ago, and I had always wanted to try it, but I was not using oil base at the time, and I was a little scared to get back into oil base. But I've been an avid Suavecito water-based user up until recently, when I realized that there's a lot better pomades out there, and as well as getting into the oil-based pomade world. My eyes have been opened, and so now that I'm doing oil-based currently, I decided to try this out because I found it at my local Sally's Beauty Supply, which is really crazy, and this is pretty cheap. I think it was like $8, and so I said I'll give it a shot, and I can do a review. And so anyway, let's check it out. Here's the can. Suavecito has an incredible, I love the art. It's kind of like a vintage early 1900s, late 1800s kind of look, what you might expect on a hair product then. And it's in a very similar can to Murray's, which was actually the first pomade I ever used, and so I think that that's pretty cool. I really love this style of can. It's very old school. So for design, I definitely would give the team over at Suavecito a thumbs up. They always have really good design. That's one of the things that I really loved about Suavecito, and the different scents that they put out with their water-based, and just the unique limited runs that they would do. So there's always a place in my heart for Suavecito, for sure. It was definitely the pomade company that kind of got me into a lot of the pomade world. So there's a place in my heart for it, but as I stated, my eyes have been opened just to a whole world outside of Suavecito, and now looking back, I can see that the water-based Suavecito is not the best and not the greatest. But anyway, let's give this a shot. So I'm gonna pop the cap, see what we got inside. You're instantly met with the Suavecito scent, and this is always a scent that I love. It's very nostalgic, as I've used a ton of cans of the water base. I'm not sure how many I have purchased over the years, but that scent is it's just a classic scent for me. I love it. It's just so refreshing. And most of you probably know the scent if you know pomades, but that's the color. Just a kind of a waxy off-white with hints of a little bit of yellow, kind of beeswaxy, similar to Murray's, I would say. And the scoop is very similar to Murray's from what I can remember. Now it's been a long time, but it's actually fairly thick. Yeah, I mean, kind of reminds me of it's very similar to Murray's. So that it's not too bad. I actually like the consistency of it. It runs through the hands. It's not super smooth. You can feel a little tug and pull with that. Let's put it in the hair. And I do have buildup from the goon grease I've been using, which I love. If you haven't checked out my goon grease vid, my review, you need to check it out. I'm really digging that stuff. All right, it applies pretty decent. Has some tug to it. Yeah, it feels very similar to me as Murray's, just with a better scent. And just from the time that I've used it for a couple days last week, and I actually really liked it. And I think it's a decent pomade. It wouldn't be my go-to, and definitely not something I would probably just be dying to revisit. But it's decent. I feel like it's a good pomade for the price. If you're looking for something that's definitely better than like buying Murray's or something, because this obviously has a amazing scent. So you know, I say it's a decent pomade, but I'm not just you know, falling over for it. But it does have it has a pretty good hold. Now I do have buildup in it. When I initially put it in, it held well initially, but as the day went on, the pump didn't hold as well, which wasn't terrible. I could restyle it fairly easy, but after using the goon grease, man, that stuff holds really well, and I like a nice firm hold. So anyway, and this to me feels a little bit more oily, which is, you know, it's an oil-based pomade, but if I had my choice, I like it to not be super oily, have a decent shine, but not over the top where it just feels, you know, too greasy. The shine looks good. The scent is great. The packaging is really awesome, and I say it's a decent pomade. It's a decent pomade, decent oil-based pomade. What would I rate it? I'm gonna say I'd probably rate this pomade a 6 out of 10. I think that is a fair rating. Let me know if you like this stuff. Let me know if you have used it, and let me know what other pomades that you're using, what I should review, what I should get. This is a really good pomade, you know, if you're out of your other stuff or you're on the road or something. This is a nice one just to kind of toss in, to be used as a feeler in between the ones that you actually love. But it's not bad. It's not bad. Suavecito. Anyway, it's been Chandler Barber. This is my review of Suavecito oil-based pomade. Good job, and till next time, keep it bumping.